Buffalo wings are an essential appetizer for game day and parties. I'll show you my simple method and secret ingredient, plus a super easy homemade ranch sauce for dipping. For crispy chicken wings without deep frying, you're going to need the secret ingredient: baking powder. Baking powder is made from a combination of alkaline baking soda, an acid like cream of tartar, and an inert stabilizer like cornstarch. Tossing the wings in a small amount of baking powder does two magical things. First, the alkaline baking soda increases the pH level of the skin surface. This breaks down the proteins or peptide bonds for quicker Maillard browning and flavor development. Second, the sodium bicarbonate reacts with the moisture from the chicken, creating tiny carbon dioxide bubbles. As the bubbles dry and harden in the oven, this is going to create a super crackly skin. Here's the difference in texture between a chicken made with and without baking powder. The chicken wing that has just salt and pepper, as you can see, the skin is just shiny. However, it just doesn't have those nice bubble pockets that's going to give you extra crunch. The skin of the chicken with the baking powder is more crackly and blistered, and you can see it's not as flat, so you're going to have more surface area for crunch. Here's the chicken without baking powder. The skin's a little bit more thin and chewy. Here's the chicken tossed in baking powder. Wow, you could really taste the difference. Use a paper towel to lightly press on the surface to remove excess moisture. If you leave the moisture on, it's going to cause the wings to steam instead of get super crispy. Bake the wings on a foil-lined sheet pan that's going to collect any of the fat drippings so it doesn't make a mess. I use a wire rack to elevate the chicken off of the sheet pan. This is going to give super crispy skin and even cooking all around. The chicken will stick to the rack, so I take a piece of paper towel and grease the top with a little bit of vegetable oil. If you'd like, you could even use just cooking spray to spray on top. Flip the wire rack over and grease the other side. This just makes it easier to clean. To give the chicken a super flavorful and crispy coating, we're going to make a seasoning mix to coat the surface. Add 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and 1 teaspoon of coarsely ground black pepper. Whisk this all together for even seasoning. Toss the wings in the seasoning mix to coat. If you like a garlicky or onion flavor, just add about a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder or onion powder. Transfer the chicken pieces in a single layer to your greased pan. The elevated temperature is going to dry the surface of the skin, making it get crispier and more brown even faster. Flip them over so that we can brown the other side. If you don't happen to have a wire rack, you can bake the chicken directly on the foil-lined sheet pan. It'll just be a little bit greasier because it's going to be baking in its fat. Now we're going to bake the chicken for 15 minutes. As you can see, they're starting to develop a really nice golden brown color. Flip the wings over one last time to ensure a super crispy surface. I'm going to bake these for another 10 to 15 minutes. Wow, these chicken are beautiful in color and have a nice crackly surface. So much easier than deep frying. The wings are delicious served as is. They have just the right amount of seasoning, but I like to spice things up with a little bit of sauce. With so many different types of hot sauces to pick from the store, there are some commonalities. Most hot sauces start off with ground cayenne pepper that's been dried. This has a Scoville heat unit at about 40,000, which is about a 4 to 5 on a heat scale. The hot peppers are then mixed with some distilled vinegar like white vinegar. That's going to give you that nice tanginess. To season the sauce, brands will use some salt and garlic powder or onion powder or different proprietary blends to give it its characteristic taste. It's really important to taste the different hot sauces to really see which one you're going to like the best. If you really like your wings hot, use Tabasco sauce. It has a lingering hot kick. Crystal hot sauce from Louisiana is my second choice. It's a little bit more tangy than hot. My top choice is Frank's RedHot sauce. This is the original ingredient used in the famous buffalo wings made in 1964, and for good reason. I really like the balance of the tangy flavor and pepperiness from Frank's hot sauce, and it has a little bit of garlic powder, so you get more depth and flavor. Something to pay close attention to is how thick of a consistency is the sauce. Tabasco sauce is much thinner compared to Crystal. Frank's hot sauce has the thickest consistency. This is going to give you a much better coating that clings to the chicken wings instead of being absorbed into the meat. When you're at the store, make sure to read the label because you'll either pick up the hot sauce or a pre-made wing sauce. The wing sauce is a convenience product that's ready to go, so you can just add it straight to your wings. It's thicker because it contains some oil and xanthan gum, so it's going to cling to the surface of the chicken. No matter what hot sauce you decide to choose, they're going to be delicious, but they'll have different flavor profiles depending on the brand. Which hot sauce would you choose? I'd love to know your favorite. To make my version lighter in calories but still full of flavor, I use cornstarch to help thicken the consistency. In a saucepan, add 1 cup of hot sauce. I'm using Frank's RedHot, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, ½ teaspoon of kosher salt, ½ teaspoon of coarsely ground black pepper. Whisk the mixture to combine. Heat over medium heat. Let it come to a simmer so it's hot and bubbly so that the flavors can infuse into the hot sauce. This will take about 3 to 5 minutes. To thicken the sauce, we're going to make a cornstarch slurry. Add 1½ teaspoons of cornstarch to 1 tablespoon of water. Just stir until the cornstarch is dissolved in the liquid. Traditional buffalo sauce recipes uses a ½ cup of butter. Instead, my recipe uses just 1 tablespoon. Using the cornstarch slurry is going to reduce the fat content by 88%. The buffalo sauce mixture needs to be nice and hot, almost near the boiling point of water, so that the cornstarch can start to swell and thicken it very quickly. Add the cornstarch slurry. Constantly whisk until the mixture is thickened. This is only going to take 15 to 30 seconds. Wow, it's already nice and thick. Now just turn off the heat. Add in 1 tablespoon of butter. Whisk in until completely melted. Just a small amount of butter is going to add a nice richness to the sauce. The fat in the butter also helps to coat some of those spicy capsaicin flavor molecules that makes the sauce really spicy, so you tame the heat a little bit without taking away the flavor. The sauce is nice and thick and coats the spoon. It's ready to toss with the wings. If you like the sauce even spicier, just sprinkle in some more cayenne pepper. And if you want it more tangy, just add a little bit of red wine vinegar or distilled vinegar. Add the chicken wings to a large bowl. Ooh, I could tell these are nice and crunchy. Drizzle just enough of the homemade buffalo wing sauce to coat the wings. Wow, these are definitely going to disappear fast. There's always a little bit of extra buffalo sauce, so you can serve it on the side to dip with the wings, or I like to use them in different recipes. These chicken wings are spicy. You know what? Let's make some ranch sauce. Add a ½ cup of plain Greek yogurt. You can use non-fat or full fat depending on how rich you like the consistency. Sour cream also works really well. 2 tablespoons of water to make the sauce thinner. A ½ teaspoon of Dijon mustard. 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. A 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Whisk them all together. For a delicate onion flavor, add some chopped chives. You'll need 1 tablespoon. Whisk until combined. To make the sauce a little bit thinner, add some more water. Ooh, now let's eat. Buffalo sauce doesn't just have to be used for delicious chicken wings. Make pizza night a little more exciting with a slice of buffalo chicken pizza. For a protein-packed low-carb meal, make some buffalo chicken salad. Grab some crunchy chips or crusty bread to dip in this hot buffalo chicken dip. Dip with crispy baked chicken tenders. Drizzle some on a loaded baked potato. And don't forget to add some heat to some chicken nachos on game day. What's your favorite way to use buffalo sauce? Get the full recipe and directions on my website, jessicagavin.com. See you in the next video.